everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mavens of Manufacturing. We got a special edition here today. We are talking about IMTS because, yes, it's around the corner. It's going to be here sooner than you know it. And they got some new things happening this year. We got Mitch coming in. Hey, Mitch, how's it going?
Hi.
But yeah, so we're talking about IMTS 2020, and the new thing that's happening is the Creators Lounge. So, James, before I get to my question, I want to kick it off with you. Can you kind of give us an overview what the IMTS Plus Creators Lounge is and why now, why this year at IMTS?
Oh, I'd be happy to. Thanks, Meaghan. I'm just so excited. I've been wanting to be on your show for so long, so I'm just gonna enjoy this moment. Okay, all right, enough is so hey, so I am so happy to be partnering with the Association for Manufacturing Technology. They're the ones who bring you IMTS. So AMT and INDUSTRIAL are partnering to bring you the IMTS Plus Creators Lounge. So in two parts, IMTS Plus is a digital destination for the manufacturing community. It's built for the community to watch, to listen, to read, and to connect. And so that means podcasts, that means YouTube videos, that means original branded entertainment and programming. So if you think of IMTS as the big show at McCormick Place every 2 years, well, think of IMTS Plus as the big show that's always going on. So it's the vision and the launch, the full launch of IMTS Plus is happening this year in McCormick Place. So the Creators Lounge is built on the belief that the future of manufacturing lies around the stories and telling the stories of manufacturing. And it's to find what is your manufacturing story. So we've worked with AMT to assemble a fantastic group of influencers, folks who have made an impact through sharing their stories. And really the hypothesis was, could we really bring together a group of creators to share their manufacturing stories and give them a platform to unapologetically talk about what they're doing, whether it's a big brand, big brand at who exhibits at IMTS, or is it an independent content creator? There's something for everyone. So IMTS Plus Creators Lounge is a place where creators can come to connect and to listen in and share their stories. We'll be live streaming there. It's going to be fantastic. And it's really, truly a place that will grow up and beyond just IMTS. It's going to be this channel for the community.
So for those of you tuning in, the lounge actually has its own booth, which is really exciting. We're going to be there live on the trade show floor filming with other creators. The booth number is 338-600. And that's going to lead me into the question that I have for all of you. We're creators and we're going to be interviewing other creators. So I want to know from you, who are you most excited to either see or talk to during the show, and what is it about their message or their brand that really adds to the brand narrative of manufacturing, and why is it so important? So for example, I'm really looking forward to speaking with Andrew Crow. He's talking about diversifying manufacturing in a different way that we've known before, and he's really connecting to that next generation, which I think is really important to pull them in and have them start joining some of these career pathways that are left open. So Fabian, I'm going to pull you in first because I know you have a hard stop and I want to make sure we get your message across. So who are you looking forward to the most to speaking to at IMTS?
Yeah, Meaghan, thanks for having me. Ultimately, there's so many people that I want to talk to. It's hard to put it on one person, but yeah, I will be interviewing John Wilczynski, who's the president of America Makes. And I think it's super important because what him and his organization are working on is to commoditize additive manufacturing as a key manufacturing technology within the value chain of any organization. And therefore, we're addressing many challenges that we have today, from the supply chain challenges that all of us are experiencing within manufacturing, but also how do we use new technologies such as additive manufacturing and complementary technologies such as robotics, such as automation technologies, such as artificial intelligence, augmented reality. How do we bundle all of these technologies together to elevate the United States and other countries, frankly, within the manufacturing space? And how do we use that to develop new technologies and, yeah, in the end, bring humanity into the next phase of of living together and really making sure that we're leaving this planet for future generations in a better shape than we found it before. So that's what I'm super excited about.
I think that's a great theme that I've been hearing a lot about lately too, is, we're such a B2B sector, but actually bringing that H to H, human to human aspect into things. So, do you know what day and time you're going to be speaking with him? So in case anybody that's there, they can come by the booth and maybe check that interview out live.
That's a good question, and I actually don't. But yeah, I'll communicate it on LinkedIn and some other channels. So yeah, feel free to find me there, and I'll keep everybody up to date on that.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to move right along to Charli, because her and I, we're the only two girls on this call, and that's something very common within this sector. And you and I have a pretty similar mission where we just want, more women to come join the space. Is there a specific woman in mind that you are going to be talking to during the show? And if so, who's that? Who's that person? Oh, you're on mute, Charli.
How is that possible? Okay. So Meaghan, thank you for having me, for one. And I was going to start off by saying we do have that common mission for empowering women in industry, in manufacturing, for you, for sure. I was going to start off with Amanda Holloway. She's going to kick us off. She's my first interview. She's with Xylem, and they are a pump manufacturer. They aren't at IMTS that I know of exhibiting, but they are in Chicago, and I wanted to bring her in to tell that manufacturing story. And she's a creator that came from the agency world, so she creates content, and I've known her for years in that space. And then she became hired on as far as a marketer within the manufacturing space. And when she said yes, I was thrilled, because my background is the pump industry. I've been in it for 20 years. And this is my first IMTS experience. And I am excited to be here. Most of the time there's a conflict within our industry. So I'm letting you know that you can do both. You can come and be at this event, and I'm really excited to see the pump industry there. There are other pump manufacturers that are going to be at IMTS on the show floor exhibiting. So I'm excited about that. And I am just excited about the Creators Lounge vibe and feel as creators. It's exciting and full of energy already. Every time that we've talked about this, and we've done a lot of shows today, and every time we do, I feel like I get to know each and every one of you a little bit better. And I think that that's what's really going to add to the energy there of us influencers, but also the creators that we bring in, and the manufacturing industry in general. We are for you to tell your story, right? And so that's why I'm excited. And Meaghan, it's a pleasure to get to know you and what you're doing. That common mission of building the workforce and representation matters for our young professionals coming in, and our students is just remarkable. So thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much. And I think you've hit on a lot of great points too. I didn't know this was your first IMTS experience. So you're in for a wild ride, because it's a huge show. And after not being around because of the pandemic, I think people are just going to come in herds and be really excited to have that face-to-face communication. And it's such a massive show, and there's so many places to go. So I'm really excited to meet you as well in person. And I'm going to direct it to Mitch now. Mitch, what are you most excited about? Who are you looking forward to talking to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to David Modig from Modig Machine Tools, a company in Sweden. And Modig is not a household name in the machine tool business, but let me tell you, they hold the world record for metal removal. Their metal removal rates and the way they approach CNC machining and what they do, totally out of the box. And they are machining high precision parts that are massive in 20% of the time that everyone else is doing it in. David is a super creative thinker, and it's a game changer. When you can reduce the time it takes to make parts by 80%, that makes us more competitive. Absolutely. That makes us, and that frees up a lot of other time to do other stuff, and it drives down the cost of products.
Mhm.
It really affects the economy everywhere when you can drive down the cost of production. So David Modig from Modig Machine Tools, I think he's going to be a really interesting guest. I think people are going to be fascinated about the innovations in CNC machining that they're bringing forward.
Are they exhibiting there? Do you know?
They are.
Awesome. I'm gonna have to check out his booth and do some filming on his machines. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Scott, you're up next.
Great.
Who are you looking forward to talking to? Because and to be honest, you are one of the busiest people I know when it comes to going to trade shows and setting up the podcast. Like, you are a master at the live podcast and getting that all organized. And from what I've seen, it's just a team of one. So I'm highly impressed, and I aspire to be like you because you got it down to a system, and I admire that so much.
That's very kind. I did stay at a Holiday Inn. I'm not a Maven, but I did stay at a Holiday Inn. So I've got 50% of it done. No, what's interesting is that the technology that we use to deliver the content it's all user friendly, and it has to be user friendly. So that's my secret. It's like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And don't make me work too hard. So all the stuff that I use, yeah, definitely anybody can use it. I'm going to be interviewing Chris Pollock, Siemens Industry, and they got a lot of work being done within the digital transformation space. How does that combine into their manufacturing process? Interesting conversation. That's one. Two, I always like buzzing around to a lot of the vendors and a lot of the booths and just see it. And then be able to sort of on a ad hoc basis saying, check it out. Now that's something. And be able to have the conversation either there or say, hey, you got to come on over here and really, elevate that conversation in such a way that people understand. Because come on, it's 75 floors and 300 square miles of manufacturing bliss. And it's just going to be hard because there's just a lot of solutions that are out there and a lot of passion that has to be sort of talked about. So that's what it's just running around, man. It's just pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
And one of the best parts too, in my opinion, but I'm just a huge fan of Chicago, is that it's in the city of Chicago. That place has such a great personality. Yeah. I know a lot of people don't like the sports teams. I'm a huge Cubs fan and a huge Blackhawks fan, so I feel right at home when I go there. And just the food is absolutely fantastic too. So one of my posts later on is going to be about what to do in Chicago if you're not walking the IMTS show floor, because there's just so much that you can see and do and hang out.
It is. It's exciting. It is. It's a sight for dazzling the eyes. That's for doggone sure. And the food is good. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, James, we opened with you, so I'm going to close with you. Who are you most excited to speak to at IMTS?
Well, besides you guys, so many folks. So we'll have a full run of show, literally the whole time we're there. And we're actually going to make it entertaining too. So there's going to be a lot of fun going on too. So there's been so much demand for folks wanting to just tell their story. And these are folks that are original content creators or podcasters or YouTubers or just social media folks who have traction just posting about their manufacturing business. So a few that I'm really excited about. And we made a very big point to look for diversity. Look, because you have to be looking to be diverse. You have to make it a point to try to really look at the representation of manufacturing. So one of the folks we found who was responding when we announced the IMTS Plus Creators Lounge was Hallie Haupt with IQ Manufacturing. Her and the business owner, Chris, we saw her posting and it was it felt more like TikTok videos and it was just blowing up on LinkedIn. And we're like, whoa, wow, look at the reach there. And then it was just some great videos of her. And it turns out another young lady who is a apprentice machinist and popping out of the, getting set up in a machine. This is exactly what we're trying to represent. We have to start, really sharing what's really happening in manufacturing with our next generation and how it's reflecting more who we are. So Hallie, I get to interview her and Chris directly to kind of hear that story. Also, Catherine Murray from MSC. I'm excited to interview her. They're really rethinking, reimagining the MSC channel. Mitch is going to be on the MSC channel. Details to follow, talking to folks who are in the metalworking business. But I've had a philosophy that you have to make it a point to speak to the right folks. And I've always believed, like in our show, Industrial Sync Marketing, that we focus on the women telling the stories of, their manufacturing stories, their manufacturing marketing stories. So you may all know Christina Fugis with, she's mold making technology. She is like the face of the brand. Charli, you were, back in the day when you were in media. And Carla Trotman from Electrosoft, and it's a Black-owned business, wonderful person. She does so much to lift up and bring people in. So this is what we're looking for. These are folks who are creating content, making a difference, and they have a story to tell. But they also have these platforms of building their own authority. So that's what we're doing. That's who we're trying to speak to, and we're looking for folks to share their stories by sharing the hashtag We Are All Creators, and just tell us a little bit about your story, because we still have a few slots left for our run of show to really capture the stories. And we have touchdown area so that we have a camera set up so you can come down, and all of this is getting fed into IMTS Plus. There's going to be a live feed going out. We're, I think, one of the only real live feeds that are happening. So this is a massive platform for anyone who's a creator of original content. And the IMTS Plus Creators Lounge is where it's at. We're all your hosts. We're all your trying to get that great story out of you. We really can't wait to see you there. And we look forward to seeing you at IMTS.
Hey, I need to interrupt real quick there. We're going to be also talking to Milan with Hexagon.
Yeah, Milan. So
6 Cents.
That's a cool story.
It is.
Are we going to make folks wait for it? Like, that is such an inspiring story. And Hexagon Manufacturing Intelligence, they're lifting up these innovators and giving them a platform to try to launch new ideas. So there's just so many stories, whether you're a big industrial manufacturing technology brand down to someone who just was inspired to come to the show with a camera. Like, you see that so much. Like, those are the folks who are saying, hey, what's up? Come on by. Like, let's hang out. So we really just want to make this as organic as possible. We're leaving purposely some spots open because we want people to come in and just touch down. And this is really a hypothesis. AMT is totally behind it. And we're really believing that we can create and reimagine the place for how creators are really a channel, and how they really should have a rightful space at events and shows and platforms like IMTS and IMTS Plus. So be part of history, I guess.
Yeah. This is.
So I know James mentioned the one hashtag, but there's several that you can put in your post if you are a creator and you're looking to share your story. Again, stop by the Creators Lounge booth. It's number 338-600. I still have a spot available on Friday at 11:30. So come talk to me. I'd love to hear your story and how you're inspiring the next generation. Again, this is IMTS 2022. It's September 12th through the 17th at the McCormick Place in Chicago, Illinois. Any final closing thoughts before I let y'all go?
Meaghan's amazing.
Oh,
go Meaghan.
Manufacturing matters.
Absolutely. Well, thanks you guys for joining me on today's special edition of Mavens of Manufacturing. I'm really excited to see you guys at IMTS. For all of you tuning in, have a great day and stay tuned for another Mavens of Manufacturing episode. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
See y'all.
This has been another episode of Mavens of Manufacturing. Subscribe for more and make sure to tune in next time.